Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Emmanuel Agbogu dey talk about the insecurity wey dey for Edo State and the way forward. Wetin we need to do to make sure say people life and property dey safe for the state. Make I leave you now with Emmanuel Agbogu. Make you for hear wetin he get to talk. Enjoy the video.
Yes. Good afternoon, my conscious Edo people. I remain no other person than yours, noble right activist, comrade Bogu Emmanuel. And as you all know, it's the issue of insecurity that has greeted Edo State within the last, will I call it 2.5 years since this insurgence of Fulani armed banditry, is greeting Nigerian states for a period now, over 2 years, as I've rightly said. Now, I want to be quick because today we are not here to criticize, rather we are here to encourage the government to do more. Firstly, I want to start by saying that our governor who wants to do things differently should also try to understand that in the West, in states like Ogun, in states like Ekiti, in states like Oshun, we used to have these armed bandits terrorizing local farmers. What has they done different? What have they done different that we have not done here in Edo State? Should form the basis for our decision. Now, what they are doing differently in other southwest states or western states is that they are going for local security. They are forgetting about the fact that federal presence or federal security, is the statutory agencies to maintain security and law and order through the police. What they are doing differently now is that they are setting up their own security outfit, like what we are seeing in Omoteku. Since the establishment of Omoteku, it's as if the armed bandits have now moved from the west to the south and the east. And if we fail to protect ourselves, they would further establish their territories, criminal territories within our forest. And why we are saying this is because the forest, even the forest guard, ceases to exist as of today. We do not have those security measures that look over our forests. As at now, any Dick and Harry can just commit crime in any part of the state and run into one local community and take solents and take residents in that community, and from there start to dislodge all forms of criminal activities they want to carry out in the cities. Our Edo State Governor Godwin Nogegase Obaseki, please, you have to form your own Amateku. You have to form your own state security, just the same way Amateku has been formed. Thank God you are having the House of Assembly in your hands. All the 9 members that have been sworn in, even if they are nocturnal members that were sworn in, they are all under your control. They are all under your support. Please, let them quickly make a law establishing a similar security outfit like that of Amateku. If we have that in place, we will go a long way to solving the issue of insecurity. Let me also break it down. We have seen what the use of force, have been able to achieve in time past. But I tell you something, the security agencies cannot be proactive the way the local vigilantes. You saw what happened at the instance of the Fulani robbery yesterday on the Aochi bypass road. They killed vigilante. They were not any sign of policemen on ground. People that were on ground, people who stood to be patriotic to defend and protect their people, were not the police that is collecting salaries every month, or were not the police that is occupying divisional police formations and the rest. They were people, farmers, locals who wanted to pay the supreme price to ensure that their people are safe. Now, what are these armed bandits doing that we are taking for granted? They are taking over our forest. And once a group of persons have taken over the forest and you cannot assess them and you do not understudy their movement in the forest, they just come in freely in the name of rearing cattle and what have you into the forest, stay there, do all sort of illegalities or all sort of things they want to do, and the state government is not aware of these activities, what do we expect? Do not forget that now we are talking about kidnapping and robbery. One day these people can just wake up in the night and take over the full city, when we do not even have measures at night that ensure that our states are secured. I tell you, in the night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., despite the fact that there's a lockdown curfew in the state, these Fulani herdsmen are still being overlooked. They move around with cattle, very late in the night, and this sort of style of allowing these people in the name of cattle rearing to move freely in our space, in our state, is unacceptable. We cannot continue to live like this and not expect this sort of violent attacks on our people, this sort of criminal attacks on our people. As of today, Edo State will not say that we are financially constrained in establishing a state-owned security outfit that will be backed by law from the House of Assembly. The reasons why we have the House of Assembly is to make laws for the enhancement and well-being of the people. And if at a time like this, the insecurity of the state is in a state of total collapse, we should be able to, as a matter of urgent public importance, set up a law that will give room for local vigilantes to be recognized and to act, within that capacity of the law, And thirdly, there's something I have noticed, that our traditional rulers are all wanting to leave their local abodes in the villages because life there is now unbearable. Everybody wants to live in Benin City. Everybody wants to migrate from Okorionwo, from Ibilo, from Akoko Edo, from Ekpepe, from Esan Central. Everybody wants to migrate to the city, forgetting the fact that greener pastures, better life, and healthy life is more of in the locals, in the woods. What is the reason why they are migrating? It is because of the harsh style of livelihood. No electricity, no water, no road, no source of encouragement to allow them to remain in our local communities. So the traditional rulers alongside the state government must quickly begin to work out modalities. Majority of our communities are going into extinction and becoming a hideout for criminal elements, owing to the fact that people no longer live in those homes. I think 2 weeks ago, I was in a local community where I saw one of the local government in a Vori community, where I saw where people were establishing camps, and if I tell you, government is not even aware that such camps exist in the name of rearing cattle. They will stay there. Once it is late, once it is the early hours of the day, they will come out, perpetrate all sorts of illegalities, and move back into their hiding place in the bushes. Government needs to do something quickly about this. The way and manner in which we are having threats of insecurity shouldn't be. Edo State has always been a peaceful place. If there's a reason for us as a people, to live without security, I think the end result is totally unbearable. Would be totally unbearable for we as Edo people. So the truth be said, the chief security officer of the state is not doing enough. And when I say he's not doing enough, he's not exercising his powers. His powers should not be exercised when he wants to demolish political opponents' houses. His powers, executive powers, should not be exercised when he wants to get at political opponents, not to hold rallies, not to carry out commercial activities in their place of abode, not to do businesses that are of lawful bearing. So these are the issues. These are the issues that are facing us. We expect a governor that will use the executive powers that are abiding, in his office to better the lives of our people. It is not enough to say you are renovating secretariat, you want to create jobs when there's insecurity. As of today, how many of these rice farms that the governor has created that you can say farmers are going to their farm in a secure and free and civil environment to carry out their activities? But meanwhile, Fulani herders from Niger, from Plateau, name it Jos, name it Castina, Jigawa, they all converge in our forest here and begin to cause mayhem. It is not today. They've been raping women in Ofwegbe, in Ovia Northeast, Ovia Southeast. They've been raping women in Nwode, in Orion. In the other day it was in Orion, where even some highly placed lawyers were even going to solicit for those criminals that were, arrested in the court. All of this information are not hidden from government. All of these facts are very open and there for government to see. But we do not know why government is playing, the card of negligence. We do not know why government is allowing the lives of the people to be put at stake. You can imagine what Edo State will be if these Fulani herdsmen take over the entire 18 local governments that we are currently having as a state. Life for itself will be unbearable. Farmers in our local villages now feel threatened going to their farms. Look at the high cost of feeding. It is because farmers can no longer go to farm to carry out their plantings and harvest. In fact, the most painful part of it is that when they have even succeeded in harvesting what they have planted, these Fulani herdsmen take cattle to those places and give their cows, the opportunity to feed on the produce of these farmers. How wicked can life be if government closes eyes? Government that is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that things like this do not exist in our locality, closes eyes and allow these things to continue. It is so sad. Lastly, before I end this broadcast, I want to say that the police, is no longer hidden to even the authority, the presidency, the Inspector General of Police, the National Assembly, and other forms of government, whether local government and state government, that the police is grossly underfunded and inadequate to meet up with the security challenges of a 21st century. Imagine the kind of policing that we were doing in the 70s, in the 80s, where we formed the unitary system of government. It's still the same police we are operating. Police, in fact, when they are having issues to go into the bushes, they have to seek for the assistance of these local vigilantes and hunters. What does that tell you? That tells you that they are grossly inadequate to take charge of what is the current security challenges that we are currently being faced with. You can imagine a police that acquires a helicopter with taxpayers' money, armed robbers will rob on the federal highway, no sign of trailing these criminal elements in the state with state-owned procured infrastructure, with state-owned procured facilities. We still cannot even go after these corporates when they are in states where we know that the sovereign territory of the state is known to both the security agencies and the government of the state. So it is only laughable. It is only laughable that the government is only playing lip services. Saying that you want to set up a state police shouldn't be the issue now, when you have not been able to even organize your local security, your local hunters that have always been the tool for procuring, for protecting our forests and ensuring that it is freed of hoodlums. It is very laughable. This is not politics. It is the issue of securing lives and property. As I speak to you now, the high cost of traveling from Benin to Awuchi because of the state of the road is something else. We, the citizens, cannot be, the end effect of these criminal and negligence lifestyles of government and their officials. As of today, despite the fact that the IG has withdrawn security and VIP security from highly placed persons in society, we still see them moving around with policemen, letting we, the poor, the Fletchans, the Jacksons, and the ordinary man on the street to face the brunt of insecurity when they live in big houses, in big homes, and with many securities attached to them. With this kind of lifestyle, government itself will not take the business of securing Nigerian people serious. They will not take the business of securing Nigerian people serious. In a state where you have over 1,000 VIPs, getting two policemen, that amounting to over 2,000 policemen to them, and allowing just a mere number of 6,000 policemen to man our security architecture in the state. As of today, those state enjoys a strength of about 9,000 to 10,000 policemen. The question to ask is, who are these policemen working for? Who are they and where are they working, and what is their strength, what is their capacity, what is their preparedness, what is the stamina, what is the sagacity of the men on ground. That is the question to ask. As of today, not only when you see them stopping vehicles along the federal roads at night because of the what do you call it, curfew that we are currently experiencing in the state, they do not bother to check for criminals. All what they are after is to collect monies from vehicular from motorists who are applying the roads, passing through Edo State to other states, collect monies from them in the name of a coffee and allow them to go. This sort of lifestyle should not be encouraged anymore. When at the peak, when we are talking about police reforms, if you go on the streets of Edo State at night, when you have these security men stationed, at various junctions and federal roads that are link roads in and out of the state, you will see that what they are all after is just to extort money and nothing else. So if we allow this trend to continue, it will not be helpful. Now, lastly, I want to draw this as an urgent public a matter of urgent public importance. I don't know if some of you are also aware that there have been a broadcast that is circulating on the media that some highly placed police officers in the Edo State Police Command, particularly the CID, is also giving out information of the police operations to these cult groups that have been terrorizing the state. As the level of civil society, we have also written to the relevant authority. We have also used relevant channels that we pass messages and information to them to further inform them and intimidate them of these happenings that is going on within their operations. That is a clear sabotage, that is a clear failure on the part of the police holding criminal elements that will support cultists because of the form of enumeration and gift taking and big starting and pepper souping with these criminals in occultic garments. So not until when the state command and the state police take those information seriously, we will not get it right with policing. And we're also using this medium to also reach out to the Commissioner of Police to let him know that those officers that have been reported, that we have also drawn his attention to, we want to see sanctions on them. They cannot be informing members of cult groups about the police operations, and we the civil society in the state will get wind of it, inform the constituted authority, and nothing is done. But when crime is done against the ordinary man, against a fellow man, they quickly swing into action, all in a bid to show that they are working. That is the highest level of sabotage. That is the highest level of failure. And we, the concerned Edo citizens, we, the concerned voice of the voiceless, we, the Edo State civil society practitioners in the state, will not fold our hands and allow this act of lawlessness and allow this act of sabotage and allow this act of colluding, of misinformation, of aiding and abetting crime in our society to continue. Once again, I remain no other person than your Noble Right activist. It is a wonderful Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon, and we are ensuring that we do everything humanly possible to ensure that our state is secured. The governor of the state should understand that security of lives and property is the first thing he swore to while he was taking an oath of office. So if we are not seeing that at the state level, we would not allow sentiments of political sentiments to becloud our sense of reasoning. So having said all of this, I believe essential information have been disseminated here, and I expect the relevant government authorities that will be assimilating this information to ensure that they act upon it. It is high time the lawmakers decide that they are representing themselves, not the governor, because the lawmakers we are currently having in Edo State, the 9 of them are not representing the people that they claim to be representing. They are representing their stomach, they are representing and romancing with the executive that is not supposed to be the order of the day. So I want to see a case turn around. We want to ensure that they do the needful. Once again, I remain your Noble Right activist. From this Emmanuel Bogun TV, know that we are currently researching on how to ensure that we reduce the high level of corruption and extortion and looting of our public resources, as we have come out with in recent times, to explain to our people that we will be putting more interest on ensuring that we make public office and the public resources accrue to the people unbearable for politicians to loot from it. So that is the quest in which we are currently embarking on, and in the coming weeks we will be visiting the seat of power at the center to ensure that we galvanize best and concrete information on how to drive that force. Once again, continue to stick to our channel and continue to ensure that you share and like this broadcast, particularly when it has to do with issues that affect us as a people. Once again, I remain no other person than your noble right activist. If you are here with me and you will share this broadcast, let me see you place your hands on the share button. If 80 of you who are currently watching, or 90 of you now who are currently watching, place your hands on the share button. We would have this broadcast reaching out to key and senior stakeholders in government to ensure that they act upon it. So please let us help our state. The only platform we have now that is nearly free, to conscientize the political space and the governance space is the social media. And some of us who know that we have what it takes to be here to enlighten our people and also inform the government will not hesitate to continuously contribute our own quota, to the society and humanity at large. Do not forget, I remain your noble right activist, Comrade Bogu Emmanuel. If you are watching this broadcast and you have just shared it, God will continue to bless you. And if you are watching and you are just trying to sieve the information and allow others not to benefit from it, I will also appeal to you that you should change from that and place your hand on the share button this moment. Do not forget to join me 9 p.m. as we discuss extensively on the FAC allocation and IGRO generated by the state government and received by the state government from FAC from the federal government. Once again, I'm your activist. We are here to serve you better. Stay blessed and join us same time. Do not forget to share and like this broadcast. You're welcome. Thank you. Bye for now.
Now we don't hear from Emmanuel Agbogun. Let us also hear your own for comment section. If you get anything to add join with Emmanuel talk, just go to comment section, make you put your own for there. And before you go, I beg, make you help us share this video to friends and family. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for day current with all the things where they happen for Edo State. Make I leave you now with the video, make you help us share them. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.